Alright, so I thought I'd post a quick video and show you guys. I'm getting these cylinders ready for the 13th annual symposium. Going to have a little lock-picking village there, and these are just American Lock Company cylinders, and I do not have I believe they're called a push-through tool that allows you to basically push the cylinder out of this without all the springs and everything coming out. So I had to go a little MacGyver, and so I'll show you what I do and what I've done in case you guys need to do it. So obviously, first you need to make sure that it's unlocked, so the pins aren't engaged when you're taking everything apart. And I'll just kick off the back. There's 2 screws on the back. I'm just going to pull those off real quick. Okay, so off comes the back, and this little guy is on the back, and so the cylinder is basically going to fall right on out. And let's see if I can get a close up of that. So there's the back of the cylinder. You can just push it right on through. When it comes out, you can see it's starting to come out the front here. All the pins on the top are going to be in these little holes like that, and then on the back side we're going to start to see pins falling out. And so as most of you guys probably know, there's basically a spring on the top. There's a standard size pin that sits next to the spring, and then there's a varying pin that goes down below, and that's what makes the different key sizes. But anyways, since I don't have anything to hold this, I'm going to go ahead and pull it all the way out and show you, if you've ruined these cylinders before or just don't have the right equipment, how you can still kind of kludge it together. So so here's what the cylinder looks like, and the varying size of pins go into that. Let me see if I can get you a picture of what these things look like. Varying sizes. You can see, hopefully, it's just basically a pin. So I'm gonna just do this as a 3-pin. I'm just again prepping it for our symposium, and so I'm just gonna find 3 different pins to use. Again, the varying size ones, and we'll leave them in the cylinder here for a second. Just set that off to the side. So here's our cylinder. See, I think the springs actually stayed in there. It looks like one did and one did not. Well, it looks like this is going to be a 2-pin. We got the one spring in the second cylinder. I'm going to put this other one in the first. So I just use these tweezers to get them in there. This is actually a different type of tension wrench, but it works alright for tweezers. So now I got my springs in there. So now the hard part begins. So I have this little pen that has a bunch of different screw tips on it that came with one of those little metal pieces to clip it onto your nerd shirt. And so I basically scrunched it down a little bit and made it fit the cylinder to where I can fit it right in the cylinder, and use the long piece to go along where the pins go. And I put it, wish I had better light, actually, hold on one second, guys. There, that's ought to help. So I put it in like that, and you can see the 2 pinholes, hopefully, or the 2 places where the springs are. Put it just behind the spring. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these pins and just basically just drop it in there to towards the back. I'm going to take one of my tools and get it to try to drop in that back hole, and goes in like that, and then I just push it down, push my little thing forward, and now my little clip pin that was holding it is now holding that back pin. Got to do that one more to this front one. This actually works. I've done 4 pins with this so far, and it worked pretty good, guys. So just drop this, come on, in that hole, cover that guy up. And then the last trick that I had, if you try to do it like this and just take your cylinder and push it through, it gets bound all the way through and just does not work. So make sure I don't get 2 pins in there. Alright, so the last trick that I have is take one of my torque wrenches or tension wrenches and go up under the back side of this and basically try to push those pins down. I have noticed that sometimes works to just kind of pick the pins in the front right here. Try to get them down. There we go. Got one, I think. Oh, yeah, I see it coming. Alright guys, so now you can see that basically my tension wrench has gone all the way through there, under that other piece. And now it's just a simple matter of pushing it all back together. Make sure my pins are not going to fall out. Just go ahead and push this thing right on back. And now we got it all back together. None of the springs came out. Go ahead and set it into a lock position and put the screws back on the back. Screws back on the back, and that's it, guys. That's the way she works. We just repinned it without any additional equipment other than just a couple pieces of MacGyver tools. So let's see if we can validate that this is working okay. There we go, guys. Lockpick Village coming up.